Video 4. We're going to start with some loosening up of the shoulders and rib cage. So you can just take a few of these swishes, trying to keep my feet kind of really nice and anchored, especially practicing keeping the big toe mounds down on the floor, just because that'll help us with our balance later. And it's nice to start thinking about it now. All right, take some nice big breaths while doing that. And then we're going to slow our swish there. And let's bring up, I don't know, I'm going to bring up my right. You can either mirror me or use your right. You can inhale long, bring your ribs up away from your hips. And exhale, use that hiss breath. So you're just kind of bouncing in here. I'm going to soften my knees and drop my tailbone to the floor because I want to keep this part, this lower hips and pelvis really stable and just let it be the rib cage that's kind of bouncing. When you get all the way down to the end of your exhale, let your inhale take you up a little bit. And then we're going to exhale and twist a little bit. So your chest is looking down more towards the left foot or right foot if you're mirroring. So I'm not going to hiss because I'm going right into the microphone. That might sound annoying, but you can hiss. And that little bounce, that's just like a little rebound. It's not like big and intentional. It's just like a little rebound, letting those tissues kind of gradually lengthen and lengthen and lengthen. And then we'll inhale. Nice and open, open, open. Maybe reach all the way up and even back behind you. And then we're going to not go to the other side yet. We're going to reach our arms forward. And that same arm that was just up in the air, so for me, that's the right. You're going to inhale and reach those fingertips forward. And exhale, draw the shoulder back. So inhale like this whole back right side of your shoulder blade and ribs is riding that breath. Like inhale swells and reaches it forward, and exhale just lets it soften back. So reaching forward. There's a little bit of effort here. Like I'm kind of falling, gliding back, but then also giving it a little nudge, but nothing too crazy. And then I'm going to just kind of reach a little bit more. Inhale, inhale. And then let's just let our exhale scrape our fingertips up, 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 and open. Reach your opposite fingertips forward and then just go open up into this nice big, really open, like you're just going to give someone the most enormous hug. And then swish back down. And just kind of stand there for a moment. Notice that that arm you just had up in the air and we're moving. My right feels like it's like a couple inches longer than my left. I don't know, maybe you can even see that on my hands here. So then we'll move to your other side. For me, that's left. Finding that soft, stable posture here. So I'm not really arching my back or anything like that. So you're going to inhale up and exhale, hiss, 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 hiss. I'm just not hissing because I don't know, it might sound really loud and annoying in the microphone, but you can hiss. And then when you're all the way at the end of your exhale, you can inhale, let yourself ride that inhale up a little bit. And exhale, kind of side bend and add that little twist if you want it, reaching those fingertips in the diagonal. And again, kind of rebounding just a little bit with that hiss breath. Oh, I just had a nice big inhale there. That felt great. And then when you get to all the way to the end of your exhale, just reach your fingertips up, up, up and open, maybe even a little bit behind you, like your fingertips are pulling the rest of your ribs and shoulder open. Swish back, reach the arms out, reach the left or whatever you had up forward. Inhale, ride the breath. Exhale, pull it back gently. So it's this little push-pull here of riding the breath. But also adding a little bit of effort there. So I'm just kind of like ever so slightly squeezing back there. But it's not crazy major. Beautiful. And then exhale. And then let's inhale and reach the finger. Actually, reach your fingertips forward one more time. And then inhale, bring the arms up like you're scraping the sky. So you're really reaching. And let that kind of open your arm, your shoulder, your chest. And as you open, you can start to reach that other hand. And then, like you're getting ready for the biggest hug ever imaginable. And exhale, bring your arms down. Maybe roll the shoulders, shake them out a little bit. Grab one of your blocks. We're going to take it right between our thigh bones here. This is our little mini squat. I'm going to show you from the side. So we're going to just glide the sit bones back, and remembering we're keeping our neutral spine. Does not have to be big here. Squeeze the block together with your thighs. Find that inner line. And then here, even if you want to add that little extra, you're as if straightening your legs, but then you're not actually doing it. So I'm activating everything as though I want to straighten my legs, but I'm not straightening them. And then I can feel that kind of length and strength come into the back line. Then you'll glide back up to standing and go up onto your toes. Squeeze the block, and glide back down. So take this at your pace. You can go a little faster or slower than me. Just always remembering our pieces, squeezing the block in the inner line there. Maybe now I'm even like as if straightening my legs, finding that length in the back body. And then rising up, keeping that squeeze on the block, rise up onto the toes. And you could do these a lot faster too. I just want you to mind your pieces. So maybe you start off slow, and then as you can your brain starts to remember to do these things without you constantly reminding it. So I'm squeezing, I'm lengthening, and now I'm rolling up. Then I can speed up a little bit. Ooh, want a little extra balance. I'm going to raise the arms up high. Why not? And then bring it back down. So let's just do a couple of our pelvic list here. I'm actually going to use the block here on my outer hip. I'm going to start with my right hip working. Just as a little visual and touch aid. You don't have to use it if it doesn't feel right for you. So kickstand your left, your weight's on the heel of your right foot, and I'm just gently pressing the block into my right hip. And I'm going to let the right hip glide out, sassy style, and then pull away. And I can even gently push on the block just to kind of guide the hip there. So your hip is moving in and your weight's going down through your heel. It's like an in and down. And you can go out. You can leave your left foot tapped or on the ground, or you can lift it up a little bit. So let it glide out. And tricky thing here is trying not to let your standing leg knee bend. You're trying to keep that leg pretty straight. And then take for a moment that feeling of staying, pulling the hip into the center and pressing down through the heel, ground through your right or whatever foot you've got on the ground, big toe mound, helps with the balance. And then bring it down. So we're going to take that to the other side. Kickstand the right, your blocks on the left, and then you'll glide out. So weight's in the back of the heel. And if you find yourself arcing your back like this, see if you can drop your tailbone, soften your ribs. Trying not to move this into the back body. We're trying to really keep it here. Hope you didn't stop doing it when I started talking. And then pulling in and gliding out. So even when you're gliding out, you're not just like sinking into it. You're really like controlling that inward and then that outward movement. So let's pull it in and hold it in. So you're gently but constantly pulling in and reaching the heel down. If you want to bring the other leg up in a balance. If you want to bring in a yoga move here, thank you, Stephanie, you can try to focus on a point and try to keep your balance. But also it's really important to be able to look around because that's what we do in our normal life. Like we're not ever just kind of focused on one point in our normal life. We're absorbing the environment around us. So teaching our body, our proprioceptive system to manage that while we're doing other things is also, they're both important. So shake that out, shake that out. And then we're going to flow down. This is going to be longer than 10 minutes, sorry. We're going to inhale overhead and then exhale, soften down. I love a big soften, knees, hips, everything, just drip, drip, drip. Let your inhale press you halfway up. Find that long, strong back line. Deep core engages maybe. And then your next exhale softens you down again. Land your hands. Sends your feet back behind you. Take just a couple of those big, open, like swishy hip circles. Just 2 or 3 in one direction. And 2 or 3 in the other direction. Let your spine and neck get as swishy and swirly as you want it to be. Or you can just do straight up cat-cows if that feels good for you. All right. We're going to bring the right leg forward. Let's find our low lunge first here. In fact, I'll turn around. So remember, you're going to curl your pubic bone up to your nose and try to find this like hips and ribs stacked right on top of each other. If you want that little bit of extra, you're going to pull the pubic bone even a little more towards your nose and drag your right heel slightly back. Just find that nice, long, strong inner left thigh. And then we're going to lift our right sit bone to hinge. Oh, now I've left my blocks behind. Sorry. Oops. There we go. So we're lifting that right sit bone up behind, letting it kind of flare up. Tuck your back left toes. Stay low, but straighten your left leg. Then we're going to curl the pelvis, the right sit bone underneath the body, and then let it lift up. And then curl it again. Continue that curl. Let it move and roll up one vertebra at a time. I'm going to pop my back foot in a pinch, and then I'm going to sink down. So I'm dropping and bending that left knee, curling the pubic bone up to the nose, getting that nice length here. You want to make it harder? Go a little lower, but you don't have to. Palms reach out in front, and then our inhale lets our shoulder blades go wide and like this back space fill with breath. And then your exhale will twist you to your right over your front leg. Remember that active twist. So it's that exhale, candle's breath that brings us over. And then our inhale reaches the left arm up, right arm back, crocodile arms opening up. And then exhale nice and slow, like it's hard, like you're closing over a big sticky piece of gum. Maybe you find that in your deep core. And then we'll inhale back. If you want to take a second and straighten your legs, just a second, or you can stay low. I'm going to do it one more time. So you're going to reach the arms out in front, find your stack. Inhale, fill the back ribs. Exhale, deep core, twist you over to your right. Your inhale kind of curls you and opens your crocodile jaws. And your exhale, like sticky gum, coming back together and then inhaling back. Let's hinge forward again. Maybe take a little extra, reach the fingertips back, press into the right heel, find that strength in the front right leg. And then with several steps or one step, come back up to stand at the front of your mat. We'll inhale up here. Find our super soft hips and knees. I love that. Just melting down. Inhale halfway up. Strong back inner line. Exhaling, soften down. And then we'll drop back onto the hands, take the knees back behind us. Maybe take another couple of, maybe just like 1 and 2, and swish the other way. 1 and 2. Get as juicy as you want. And then we're going to bring the left foot forward. I'll stay on this side this time. So curling your pubic bone up underneath you so you feel that nice length and strength come into the right front hip. Just take a moment there and feel it. Maybe gently pull back on your left heel to get that extra engagement. And then we'll hinge forward, let the left sit bone lift up. I'm going to use my blocks for this, but you don't have to. Press into my left front heel and left front big toe mound. Straighten the back knee. I'm going to pause here and really like press down and find that strength here. So remember, I didn't say this on the other side, but you can also imagine that your thigh bones are still squeezing that block together, even though there's no block there and they're apart like this. A little harder here, but easier when we're standing. So then we're going to curl the pelvis. Oh, I love that. Nice and strong in the lower back. And then lift the left sit bone. And then curl once more, and then let that curl continue curling up underneath you as you roll your spine up to stand. I'm going to pop in a little bit in the back. I'm going to bend my right knee a little more, curl the pubic bone underneath, get that nice long, strong front of the right hip. Really lovely. Hands come in the front. Our inhale presses the fingertips forward, fills the space underneath the shoulder blades. Exhale, deep core, candle's breath. Twist you over the front leg. Inhale, reach the right arm up, left arm back, like you're moving through honey. And then your exhale, curls, 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 curls. So I'm feeling that in my arms and shoulders, but also in my core a little bit as I sort of curl in there. and then inhale back. You can stay here or give yourself that quick little straighten of the legs if they need it. If you want, oops, see me tipping? So I'm going to ground down into my left front big toe mound. That's really going to help. And I'm going to pretend I'm squeezing those blocks to like a block together between my thighs. That's going to help me balance. This is my harder side. Okay, let's do it one more time. So we're going to inhale, reach. Exhale, twist, deep core, active twist. Engaging in the legs, big toe mound, block squeeze. Inhale, opening up, reaching. There's like a big sticky piece of gum in those crocodile jaws. And then your exhale curls you. Inhale, sweeps you back. And then we can tip forward. Take that moment here, pressing into your left front heel, reaching your fingertips back. Find that strength in the whole hip here. Let our lower back trust it. And then either with a lot of little steps or just one big swoop, we'll come on right back up. Let's take one half sun salutation. I'm going to inhale up and exhale, soften down. Oh my gosh, I'm going to hang here for a full breath cycle if that's all right with you. Feel free to join me. What I like about this shape is that feeling that I'm ever so slightly doing that heel press into the ground. My knees are bent, but I'm activating them as though they want to straighten, but just a little bit, like just, 15, 20%, not 1,000%. And then from that strong base, then I just let my spine just drape, my neck, my jaw. Let my breath fill up my back body. So I've got this kind of strong base of the legs and hips and the feet, and that just lets my spine get drippy. My next inhale, I'm going to straighten to halfway up, find that line of strength and integrity up the back legs, through the spine, through the pelvis, up the spine, out the crown of the head. Exhale, soften down. This one's really soft. I'm not doing anything strong with the legs right now. And I'm going to let my exhale tuck my tailbone and roll me up. One vertebra at a time. Open up overhead. And exhale, bring it down. Whew. All right, that's our practice 4. Thanks a lot.